In. Yo, what's up? This is RONEK here at Got No Control Podcast, and we're broadcasting live here at the Drop Culture Shop here in Las Vegas. Man, I want to give a shout out to the Drop for hosting us and allowing us to shoot this podcast episode here today. And before I introduce my special guest, I want to invite you guys to head over to gotnocontrol.com and check out our website. Grab yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, or so much more. That helps us to get financially stable to bring in more podcasts and more content to you guys. So check it out, gotnocontrol.com. And with that being said, I'm excited to introduce my special guest today, Opek. How you doing today, brother?
I'm pretty good. Appreciate you bringing me up on this show and all that.
Always, brother. I mean, I want to give you a shout out, bro, for pulling up so short notice. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
We,
anytime. Bro, for sure.
we made this happen in like what a day,
Oh yeah, all
less than a day, but we're here. So let's jump into this, brother. For those who don't know who Opek is out there, where's Opek originally from? What is home to Opek?
Originally from Phoenix, Arizona. I came out here when I was young, like 5 years old, but grew up out here in Vegas ever since. Started a whole lifestyle out here, and
That's dope, brother. That's dope. I don't know much about Vegas. Like, I think when people think about Vegas, they think about the strip automatically.
oh
They
yeah,
feel like the only thing to do out here is the strip type thing. But as you get out into the inner cities, you start understanding that like there's more culture out here, right? There's a lot of stuff going out outside of the strip, which I think is pretty cool.
oh yeah, for sure, all the time. Especially if you're really connected with everything and just getting to know like what everything runs on, like running First Fridays and stuff like that, and just being involved with anything inside the culture and stuff like that.
Do you feel like Vegas is slept on in a way?
Oh yeah, most definitely. There's a lot of graphers out here that are unlooked at and all that, and they're very talented and really deserve their props and all that as well.
I was tripping out, bro, because when I came down here, because I haven't been here in a while, right? And I came down here probably like, I want to say like 2 weeks ago. And you guys have a whole art district out here.
Oh yeah, it's
And that-
pretty small. Yeah.
And that wasn't here when I was here, right? Like, I was like, oh, look, what's going on over here? And I started noticing that there was like a whole, like, I guess you could say it's a barrier between street art and graffiti, right?
Oh yeah.
So you got half and half,
Half
and then
and
you,
half.
you have galleries out there. And there's also shops out there and stuff that sell paint and shit. But I think it's cool, right?
Oh yeah.
It's dope that the city gave some type of acknowledgement to the culture in a way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just a little bit of it. It used to be pretty big back in the day, but now it's just been getting smaller and smaller, and just trying to just keep it going and all that. Really.
Becoming like a creative individual, like those early stages of like, maybe I want to pick up a crayon or a water marker or whatever it was, right? How did that kind of begin for you? Like, how did you kind of start telling yourself, I want to dive into drawing a little?
Well, graffiti came since I was a little kid. It was ran through with my family, especially
Yeah.
with my brother, my older brother. Growing up with that, from being in Arizona, seeing what all this is and all that, it just kind of showed me what that was and wanted to keep on doing it, and especially being at a young age and seeing all that and knowing what I want to do.
That's dope, brother. That's dope. And like, was your brother like a big influence for you?
Oh yeah, most doubt. He was out there in Arizona killing shit when I was like a youngin'.
Okay. So you got to travel from Arizona back to Vegas as a child?
Oh yeah, that's where it kind of started out here. Just started my whole life with my whole family, and
Yeah.
to grow up out here at that.
I haven't been to Arizona lately. I drove through there probably like a couple years ago, but I know that they got something going on over there.
Oh yeah, the graph scene is so crazy out there. Everybody, they're so talented. Any wall you go to, tire shops, they got artwork everywhere, and it's different to compare to Vegas.
Yeah.
How it is out there.
So you start kind of getting into doodling a little bit because of your older brother, right?
Right.
Because he kind of puts you up on like what this is. You don't know what it is, but you're kind of exploring the fact of like, oh, my brother's doing this. Maybe I should give it a try type thing. So, going in from doodling, did you have any other visuals of Graph aside of him?
I mean, I used to watch a bunch of war videos growing up when I was a little, especially with all what he would bring around and showing and seeing all that stuff and the lifestyle that he was in, and it kind of really brought me into like wanting to do what he wanted to do and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I know the war videos were very influential, bro. The war
Oh
videos
yeah.
were very influential, at least for me, right? Because coming into this, like, they were like very influential. I remember like when Bucket did the overpass Brad Daylight.
Oh
I think
yeah.
that was like the early stages of going viral when it came to graph.
Oh yeah, man. I was at a young age where when every time they popped in the war videos, I would have to like leave the room,
Yeah.
and I used to be like, "Fuck, man, I want to see what the hell is going on," because they had a lot of shit going on. And I was into that, and it was pretty dope to start to do stuff like that now and with my graph.
Yeah, man. Like, and like, at what age would you say it was kind of like, I really want to be part of this type thing. Like, okay, now,
Right.
I do it a little. I seen some videos, but now I'm gonna go hit the streets and do my thing, type thing.
I started at a young age. Like I was 7 years old, just trying to figure it out what the heck I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got into middle school and I started hanging around like people that are in that lifestyle that I was in, doing graffiti and just hanging around them and just seeing their culture and all that and putting me on and what they were on, and it really helped a lot.
Give me 1 second. They're saying they can't hear you. RONEK, mic on your guest. No se oye. Okay, let's double check, bro, because I need the world to hear Opek. The homie got to speak today. Not got to, but I mean, you know what I mean. Like,
Check 1 2.
uh,
Check 1 2.
yeah, he's there. All right, looks like we can hear him, but thank you for pointing that out, brother. Thank you, I appreciate you. Ahora sí, vato. Órale. Thank you for tapping in. So back to where we were at before we had the technical difficulties. Um, so you're 7, and then you're exploring the fact of like, okay, I'm doing this because my brother kind of like got me motivated to do it, right?
Right.
So you're 7. You
It wasn't until like middle school
Okay.
as when I started meeting other graphers
Okay.
and hanging out and knowing what they were on and putting me on what their game was. And that's when it really brought a lot more into the graph scene and opened up my eyes like crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, I've heard this from other people, and this is not me saying it, but I just heard from other people that early 2000 writers was kind of like a shift to the culture, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you went from like the early 80 guys and the 90s, but then when the 2000 hits, like they brought like a different twist.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think there was a lot of stuff going on in the early 2000s that was really dope.
Oh yeah, all day. You still gotta respect all the old school writers and all that.
Yeah.
You gotta give them all props and all that. But right now too, is just seeing all these new cats and all the potential and the talent that they got. It's just they're killing it nowadays, and a lot of people are not really seeing that.
Yeah. I feel you 100%. Was Opek always your first name? Like, was that your go-to name?
Um, since I was younger, I did have a couple names, but it wasn't until middle school I did pick that name Opek. I got it from my cousin. And
Yeah.
That's why I kind of write Opek too here and there. It was to the point where he would write it, but he wasn't all that in a way. But he would still try to get me beef in a way because this fool would still cross people out.
Oh.
And I would hear people come
Yeah.
back and be like, "Hey, why you cross me out?" But then that's when to the point I started writing Opek too at the end of it.
Got you. Because a lot of people that are not in the culture, they're
Right.
kind of like, I was trying to figure out, like, how do these guys get their names? Like, where does it come
Oh
from?
yeah.
So, and it's good that you have a backstory to your name and how you went about getting your name. Did you have any early influences as far as not your brother, but like once you hit the streets, Was there anybody that you were seeing that was kind of like, oh damn, that's pretty dope with it? Maybe I want to get down like that too.
Oh yeah, especially once I hit out here to Vegas, especially seeing all the graph scene out here. A lot of people, like a lot of people I've been noticing a lot. It was a lot of old school cats. Like I be seeing a bunch of the SOA fools. They be putting in a lot of work, and just seeing a lot of people like BMS and the CBS, and just still out here, just putting in work out here. Just seeing that as real kind of art out there. I see.
So, you being raised in here in Las Vegas, right?
Yes.
How were you coming about like knowing what was going on outside Vegas?
I did kind of have a rough life growing up. Parents that really were on their own thing, so
Yeah.
I was just basically growing up a young kid, being an adult and learning myself on what it was, and
Okay.
I had to learn by myself and what it was at the end of it.
I think like the early stages, right, when you get into graph, it's kind of like you want to be dope like instantly, right?
Oh yeah,
So it's kind of like once you master your tag,
yeah,
because I think like that might be potentially the entry, right?
Yeah.
You master your tag, but then you don't appreciate the fact of mastering your tag because you're so busy to like, okay, now I gotta get the throw up.
oh yeah,
And then you get the throw up master, and it's like, all right, whatever. Now I gotta bomb. And now I
yeah.
gotta, bend the letters a little bit, flow a little bit. Is that something that you went through as a youngster?
Oh yeah, I mean, being raised, not having like parents on like strict like that, I
Yeah.
had to be growing up with my older brother and living with him and living under his rules. And I, being young and going to school still, couldn't do stuff that I couldn't do, like going out and paint and just getting up. So I was more of a they used to say like a bookworm,
Gotcha,
book boy.
gotcha.
Always in the black books, always putting in, passing black books and stuff. But I just got better at that, and eventually went up from there.
And I think that's cool, brother, because like it's good to admit that you got to start somewhere, right?
Oh yeah,
Like you start with the black books, and then you start doodling around, and then you get better, right? Because practice makes you better no matter what
No
it is that you're
doubt.
doing in life, right? You want to be the best panadero with the dopest bolillo.
For
You better
sure.
be bending the finger and like
Yeah.
giving the structure because ain't
Yeah.
nobody want to burn
yeah,
bolillo. So that's how I see things. Like it takes time to get good, but it's also I think it's good to be able to take constructive criticism, right?
oh yeah, all day.
Because I remember as a kid, people telling me like, "Hey, fool, that's just trash."
Yeah.
I mean, like, and like you start learning from that.
Oh yeah, it just makes you better at the end of the day. Like just better in yourself and just trying to master your own skills.
Yeah, because then like you start sharpening your tools. Like, all right,
Oh, all day.
I get better here. I'll work this out. I'll do this and start elevating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And just to start to build a style to the point where you can just look at it to a glimpse and just be like, oh, I know that guy. Just while even reading the name, that's where I'm trying to be on, just building up a style.
I could speak about Vegas graffiti culture a little bit because I lived here in 2013, from 2013 to 2014, right?
Yeah.
And there wasn't really much out here like today, like where you guys have more than one graph shop, the art
yeah.
district and stuff like that. Back then, it was kind of more like low-key underground type thing.
Oh, yeah,
Like
real
you had to-
strict.
you had to run into people, and then tag banging was serious down here
Oh,
around
yeah.
that time. So for you, how was it kind of like navigating through that, like not getting consumed by like the tag banging and staying just straight, like I'm a bomb and do my thing.
I knew exactly what I was trying to aim for, and knew what exactly what I was trying to go for at the end of the day. So I started to put myself around people that were on the same page as me, and just to try to get better, and just learning off of them and just taking notes.
That's dope, man. It's always I think sometimes it could be a little hard to distinguish things, right? When you're just young and coming up and learning.
Oh yeah.
When you were going to middle school, you said that that's kind of like when you started entering the culture. How was it in middle school? Like, was there already people involved in the culture that
Oh,
had brothers
yeah.
like yourself?
It was like that. There are already kids already in tagging crews and stuff like that. They're already around it, and just to be around that and to hear what it was, and it was something I wanted to do.
Being older now, bro, like I know, because I know I have these thoughts when I'm like, man, the things I was doing, I was 11, 12 years old. Like, I look at it back now, and it's kind of like, man, times
Oh
shit
yeah.
was crazy, right? You ever think about it like that? Like, man,
Oh yeah, I wasn't one of those kids playing video games or out like that. I was dedicated to art and all that. That was more of my hobby, and I just stayed focused and just doing that.
so you get into graph, right? During middle school as a young guy, and you start correlating around, meeting people, doing your thing. Um, at what point does it become something from like I want to try it, so now I'm fully dedicated to it?
It all started like I said when I was in like middle school, catching tags in bathrooms, catching tags outside of school, ditching school just to go catch tags and just paint. And I used to remember going to like CVS, Walgreens, and just to steal mops and like the shoe polish,
Yeah, yeah.
and just catching tags with that and putting little homies on and all that. And it was just something crazy, like a different lifestyle of doing something like that.
What would you say in your perspective, like doing this, right? Graffiti, what does it bring to you? Like, does it bring peace, joy, or are you just kind of like you get to be in your own world while
Oh
you're
yeah.
engaging?
I'm every time I go and paint, it's peaceful. It's like a meditational. I feel like I get down and everything. I just forget about anything that I had, and it's just a way for me to get away from anything that I go through. That's how I feel when I go painting.
No, I hear you, man. It's kind of like just being in the zone type thing.
Yeah, always, and just making sure you're in the right moment at the right time, because you're just, especially out here in Vegas, the laws out here is different.
When you say different, what do you mean? Like they go a little overboard?
Oh yeah, real strict, like way different than LA laws and all that. Like I already been got caught up with it, so like the jail time is like strict out here. The judges are like real assholes when it comes down to it. Like they don't really care about what you do, but just you did a crime, and that's all bad out here. That's what they see. And literally, you paint something up, the next day it's getting taken down. Like it's hard to really have shit out here running.
Yeah, no, I did some traveling, and I've noticed that it's not as like what you would think, right?
Oh yeah.
Like I know like you in the strip, you'll see some stickers and tags, but you wouldn't see like no full on bombs or
Oh
or,
no, not
or
like how
burner.
LA has it for sure.
Because they don't
Like,
play with the strip, right? I'm assuming
oh
the Vegas cops are very protective of the strip because that's their money
oh
maker.
yeah, they got cameras everywhere. Anywhere they're looking at, they're looking at you. So I try to be real caution and be aware from that, and just try to stay away from the strip, really, and just try to put my name up all around Vegas as much as possible.
In Vegas, bro, would you guys say you guys are kind of like united, like everybody kind of coordinates with each other, or you think like everybody's just doing their own thing?
Everybody kind of does their own thing. Everybody knows who they are and all that, but we kind of just stick to ourselves, and we just see what, like, we give everybody props, really, and at the end of the day.
Yeah, because you guys get people from all over the world in here, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we all Vegas, they do got their heavy hitters. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of people out here in Vegas. They be putting in work, and they be putting in work for a long time. So just for them to still holding it down is great for them.
Who's somebody that you could kind of like share with us, like some known hitters out here?
Some known headers out here. I mean, the one it was a real inspirational wise was that fool Natru from SOA. He was the one in middle school that kind of got me in
Yeah.
to doing graffiti, and just following just the way how they went on to showing graffiti was different, and that kind of helped me out too. And just hanging around different crews and all that as too, seeing all them. Like, there's a lot of crews out here I give mad props to. So, like, just to say,
Would you say that like I know LA has a lot of influence in Vegas?
right.
Would you say that they kind of influence a lot of styles here in Vegas, or would you say it's kind of like mutual?
It's kind of mutual, but no doubt. I mean, we all look at everybody's stuff and see what they're on and all that.
Okay.
And it's way different. Like I said, like Cali, everybody's painting every day. It's like over here, it's like towards like the weekend or once in the weekday or something like that.
And right there at the art district, is it fair game? Like you can just go up there and do your thing, or is it still kind of like hot boy stuff?
It's somewhat. It used to be real chill. They used to have like these houses back in the day where you just go up and paint. But nowadays, is you gotta show respect to all like the good graffiti. So if you know you can't really, uh, like diss that or do anything better, like you shouldn't be dissing them or anything like that at all.
Gotcha, 100%, brother. Um, you know, getting back into, your journey as a writer, right? Was being part of a crew always part of the plan for you?
Um, yeah, being in the crew just because they kind of put you on in the same game and just trying to motivate you to be better in the end. Like I was solo a bunch of times and I did go on other different crews, but I used to get the boot all the time because, like I said, I was young, started
Yeah.
doing this, and I couldn't paint. I had living in a strict house, so I couldn't really go out and do what I wanted to do. But once I got older, and it was all fair game.
Okay, gotcha. Was UPN always like your main, like your mother crew, or were you part? I mean, you say you were part of the crews, but were these crews kind of like like your mother crews? And by mother crews, I mean like your main crew, or
In the beginning, I knew who they were and all that. They were pretty big out here,
Yeah.
and I did other crews before, but it wasn't until later on in years that I ended up joining UPN. It's just because of my boys that I would always kick it with, and it was to the point I was kicking with them every day, and it was just like they always had my back, and I was like, no, it might as well put in work with my boys and shit. So I joined them into I think it was like 2019.
Yeah.
But I've been representing UPN from out there to Cali and here too.
But to me, that's the dope thing about it, right? Being part of a crew, bro. It's like a family, right?
Oh yeah,
You
and
guys
it's
all
a big
hang out.
family.
You guys do your thing, and it's beyond graffiti, right? Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
beyond that. It
beyond.
becomes family. We're like, hey, bro, my tire popped. All right, I'm on my way.
Oh yeah, everybody has
Yeah.
each other's back no matter what, and especially it's cool because you're in a crew that they be doing crew meetings, so they check up on each other. It's not like they don't know what you're on. Everybody, they check up on each other at the end of the day and see what you're on.
And that's dope, bro. That's the beauty of it, right? That's the beauty of it, showcasing that graph. It's more
Oh
than,
yeah.
than just what people visualize in their head, right?
Oh yeah.
In Vegas, bro, because I know back in LA, they're always having events, right? Like graffiti events.
Oh yeah.
Is that something that they host down here as well?
Somewhat. I mean, it does get popping on First Fridays and stuff, or they do a couple graffiti battles here and there. But you really got to be plugged in with that, especially in social media. Like everybody knows one person, and you just got to follow them.
Okay, gotcha. 100, man. I feel that. I want to dive into styles, bro. Like, going into styles, I think like everybody has their preference.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own style that gravitates to them. Like, some guys might just want to throw up a character.
Right.
Some guys might just be a throw up guy. Like, but for you, brother, what style gravitated to you? Like, what's the style that you're like, oh man, this is the
Right.
direction I want to take?
I'm more of a piecer. I love piecing. I love taking my time on something where I can just spend hours on and just putting so much detail and just to make that shit look dope at the end of the day. I'm not more. I can consider I can't tag.
Yeah.
My tags are whack, but when it comes down to piecing, bombing, and all that, I can do that for
Yeah.
sure.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. That's dope that you have your style, right?
Right.
Because I know sometimes, as an artist in any medium, I think the hardest part sometimes is to find your style.
Yeah.
What defines you, what makes you different, right? Because that's kind of like your signature, right?
Yeah, especially competing with all these graphers out here in Vegas and having seen their styles, and they're much older than who I am. So
Yeah.
just trying to compete on their level is just trying to have a style where you turn your head and just look and be like, oh yeah, you can automatically read who that is.
Yeah.
Like that's why I try to build up. I've been doing this for a while and just trying to get better. I feel like I'm not all there yet, but eventually, years come on and I get better at a time. As much practice as much as I can.
Do you see yourself, brother, in the future, kind of like peeping some game to like the younger generation, kind of like don't do this, do that type thing out here in Vegas? Is that something that's important to you?
Somewhat. Probably eventually once I get older. I feel like I'm still young, still trying to learn stuff at the same age.
Yeah.
So hearing all the old cats still putting me on and stuff is kind of, I expect all that too. So hopefully once I get older, I'll throw in some game too.
You know, because now things have changed so much, bro. Or like I seen like AI doing crazy
Oh
stuff.
yeah, right. Yeah.
AI. Or the other day I was on Instagram and I seen that they have a robot, bro,
Oh
that he
damn.
paints the whole mural by himself.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy too. Nowadays, everything's been getting advanced. Like everybody nowadays is be having the iPad. You know, everybody be fucking around with the iPad, getting down, practicing. That's what I use more of is practice on the iPad.
Yeah.
Especially once I want to hit a production or something that I want to do, I'll plan it out before, and you see exactly how it's gonna be. So like back then, you used to have black books. Now it's fucking the iPad nowadays, bro.
Yeah, it's all digital and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild, but you're living in a crazy future, so it's
Are you
dope.
are you pre-internet or like the early stages of internet?
I feel like I'm a little bit of both in a
Yeah.
way. Especially I started at a young age when it was still young. Especially watching like websites, graffiti websites. Like there was one big one called 12 ounce.
Okay.
And we used to always look at it and just see it used to be always updated all the time, seeing all the graphics out there, and that really kind of brought my eyes of seeing who's out there, who's getting down, and who's painting and all that, and who's killing it out here. That's who really, because it was before social media and stuff like
I
that.
remember you used to have that big old computer.
Oh
And
yeah,
then you get like a big old phone wire and connect it to the wall like you're connecting the phone.
oh
And
yeah,
that shit would go.
oh man, yeah.
It would take forever to load something up, bro. It would just be like,
Oh
man, bro.
fuck.
Like it's crazy how technology has grown, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
I remember back in the day, like, because I come from a time, bro, where social media wasn't even a thing, bro.
Right,
Like, we were
yeah.
outside breaking windows, playing with the ball, doing kid
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
And now it's like I look at things and it's definitely changed, right?
Oh yeah. Nowadays you don't be seeing everybody out like that. It's crazy seeing stuff like that too.
And what it's done for the culture too, right? Because it feels like now like a social media presence is kind of important now to have as an up and coming writer. Like I feel like
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
does a social media thing.
Yeah, you see it kind of puts you on, and it just kind of like makes you motivated and to do better stuff at the end of the day and stuff, you know, instead of being lack of motivation, like that kind of just brings you up and just trying to do better.
You know, for some guys, brother, music is a big part of their journey, right?
Right.
Like you got some guys that are break dancers, up rock dancers, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was hip hop something important to you?
Oh yeah, all day. I mean, graffiti applies into like so much like hip hop elements and all
Yeah.
that. I mean, I try to stay in that whole like culture, and I love hip hop, old school hip hop, rap. I try to stay in that little, all that.
No, I feel you, bro. Because like, everybody's different, right? Like there's some guys that listen to like punk rock music
Oh yeah, I feel
or
you.
like heavy metal.
Yeah, yeah.
Or jazz, or some guys don't even like to listen to music. You know what I mean?
I
So
feel yeah.
everybody's a little different. Or like you got guys that like country, which is to each his own. Everybody got their own flavor. You know, it don't necessarily have to be hip hop. I feel.
Yeah, I feel that too.
You
It's
know?
whatever makes you going. I feel like at the end of the day.
You know, being in Vegas, brother. Like, how long did it take for you to start visiting other cities and states?
I feel like this year, honestly, or last year, 2024, wasn't until like I started traveling more,
Yeah.
especially with my crew, and taking trips to like Portland, Los Angeles, and Seattle. It opened my eyes and seeing there's other stuff out there to be hitting up, and just seeing how dead it is in other cities compared to Vegas, and how easy it is to get away and putting your name up.
Yeah, man. Like, I can kind of relate to that, bro. Because I've been to the South.
Right.
And I've been toward like Colorado area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's different, bro.
Way
like,
different.
Like for example, Colorado. If you really don't get to Denver,
Yeah.
it's kind of you just gotta find a little cut.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Or like, and in the South, the same thing. Like an abandoned like building or whatnot.
Yeah, and they got those all everywhere out there for sure.
You know, brother. And then back home in LA, I know like gang style graffiti is very influential to some.
Right.
Did you guys have that style of graffiti out here in Vegas?
I mean, you do got their gains and stuff like that, but I try to stay away from that because I'm more in doing graffiti, and that's just too much drama. I try not to get involved in all that politics and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like back home, like in the early days, like I know like that was influential because they had their style of doing the letters and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I know now it's a little different.
Yeah, but you see it nowadays. You see everybody trying to do old English nowadays, a little graffiti. I mean, it's coming out here here in Shirley. You see
Dope,
it.
brother, dope. Cause like, what I was gonna get into. Sorry, I had a cough.
Oh, you good?
um, you say you got the chance to travel in 2024, right?
Right.
Was there a spot that kind of like stood out to you, like as far as like, damn, I didn't know they got down like that out here.
Really Portland. I
Portland?
mean, yeah, seeing everybody out there, seeing Graph like crazy, and just like I feel like everybody be riding out there, especially like when they said like the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
It just went booming, like Graph everywhere.
COVID was interesting, huh?
Oh yeah, especially that kind of really brought me in to study my style and
Yeah.
to really focus on what I was trying to master at the end of the day.
It's kind of crazy because like everything was shut down, bro. Like I remember just to get you could even to get some fast food was like forever.
Oh yeah,
I was
man.
like,
COVID
man.
was no joke too. Like I even lost a good homie of mine, part of the crew.
Rest in
And
peace.
yeah, and he was main like inspiration to me, and just always to motivate me to keep on doing what I'm doing. And for him to be gone like that kind of sucks. But I'm over here doing this for him in the end of the day.
No, I hear that 100%, man. That it's definitely hard losing a fellow crewmate,
Oh yeah,
and anyone in general, right?
yeah,
But it's kind of like a crewmate, like going through thick and thin,
yeah.
and then having to have that day where it's like you're saying goodbye. It's a tough situation.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I be throwing them up every time I paint, so it's not like I be forgetting about him.
Gotcha, brother. Gotcha. Do you see yourself traveling like out of the country one day to paint?
Oh yeah, I mean I be hearing stories of like my crew, like the main heads be telling about they want to do trips like to Paris, Germany, and stuff like that. I mean, I want to. It's just getting the passport and doing it. I mean, that's one thing I want to do.
Yeah, man. That's something I want to do too. Like I want to go to like Dubai,
Right,
Paris.
and everybody be on different kind of styles and stuff.
Like,
And
like England and stuff like that. Cause like you see stuff like that in the internet, right, bro?
Right.
How they're doing their own thing out there.
oh yeah, they got their own like it's crazy. Even their videos that they be
Yeah.
making, it's like their whole style. It's dope.
Yeah, and it's like, damn, these guys got something going on over here.
Oh yeah,
And then I seen for a minute, bro. I think it was, I want to say early 2024 or late 2023. They were trying to bring back the subway painting in New York.
oh no way. Okay,
Yeah, like they were
yeah.
painting it and it came out in the news. And I was like, oh.
Oh
So it's
yeah.
like elevation, right? Like it's always something cracking off and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, everywhere, especially in like the U.S. Like the graph scene is crazy. New York, California, to L.A. Like,
Man, it's crazy how it came from like looking down upon
oh yeah,
to now like it's kind of getting some like, all right, cool.
oh,
You know?
reckon it.
It
Yeah,
went from like, hey, yeah, to now like, all right, cool. That was he's doing his thing over there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over here is freight painting something that's something engageable, like a lot, like you could something that get down here.
Yeah, here and there, especially once you know like train schedules or knowing like certain lots and all that. But most of the time though, you hardly see trains out here, so it's mostly the tracks. So anywhere on the tracks is more free game, I feel like, and you don't really get fucked with over there. That's how I like it. So I spend my time.
To your knowledge, bro, can you share what's one of the best walls you've ever seen as far as like something on the wall?
Like what do you mean?
Like something that you're like, oh damn, who's that?
Oh yeah, I mean every time I go to Cali, I mean I just be seeing shit all the time. Like
Yeah.
especially seeing the MSKs, those guys that be putting in work like every day. Like the BMSs, the BAM crews, like that's crazy out there seeing them. Like even that they be having like meetings or like style like with the crews and stuff, and just seeing their productions that all the crews be doing, and that's pretty dope. They don't do stuff like here like that, but it's good to see shit like that.
I think eventually I'll get there.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Eventually I'll get there. I think they told me about this group out here that hosts events. I think it was called
The ISI?
The ISI.
Yeah, they be they're mostly the ones that be out there really with events, and they got their set of artists that they be messing around with, and they be getting down like every time. They got all like good artists on their team.
Are they kind of like similar to something like the Pow Wow Walls type thing out here?
I'm not really familiar.
Or they're just kind of like They just host events and get people together and like, hey, let's do this show real quick.
Yeah, more like that in a way, and kind of like art events or like events of like opening like businesses and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, brother, I know some guys have they're very have high preferences. Of like, I only like to use this
Oh,
when it
right.
comes to paint. Like, I only like to use this. I only use it like that. Are you have like a certain type of can you only like to use?
Yeah, nowadays, I take one here. Before I used to, when I was younger, was used to be Rustos. I mean, they were easy to get, but nowadays we're getting better quality and shit. It was messing around with like good paint, like what was it, Montana's, Loops, and messing with those, it came out better quality at the end of the day.
Gotcha. Yeah, because like to me, I think I mean, yeah, some paint might be better than others, but I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like they all do the same thing.
Right, at the end of the day, right. Same colors, it's the same colors.
Yeah, you know
use,
what I mean.
right?
Like, yeah, I guess it's based on just developing can control.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure. At the end of the day.
Is that something that took you a long time to develop can control?
Oh yeah, it took me a minute just to try to get the style where I'm at, and I mean, it took me a minute to do that.
No, I hear you, brother. I hear you. It does take some time, right?
Oh, yeah.
It definitely does take some time to where like you go from like trying to
Oh,
figure it out
yeah.
to like you know what I mean? So it's
thinking
kinda
of
like,
what you want to do on the paper, then trying to do it on the wall it doesn't come out. It's like like it teaches you though, trying to be better at the end of the day. Just keep on practicing, and eventually it gets you onto that.
you know what do you think is next for Opek in the future? What do you see yourself doing?
Honestly, I mean, I still want to get better at my graph and just do much bigger productions and just like characters. I love characters and doing color schemes and stuff and just meeting other people and just try to collab with other people.
That's dope, brother. It's dope that you're open to collabing, you know.
Yeah.
I know sometimes that could be something, a little spectacle situation there where it's kind of like, maybe I want to, maybe I don't.
Oh yeah, there is some times like that. You just got to know your research and knowing what you're going to get into at the end of the day.
You know, for UPN, I think it's dope how you guys use the symbols.
Oh yeah, circle, triangle, square.
What is it called again?
The circle, triangle, square.
The circle, triangle, square.
Yeah,
I think that's something that's always stood out, kind of like a trademark type thing.
yeah.
Like when you see it, you already know what it is.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's super dope, bro. It's super dope to come up with something that is memorable. Like when someone sees it, it's like, I know what that is.
Right. I give mad props to the UPN crew out there, starting out there old school back in the 90s, late 90s, and for having all the people in it now and just building on and just spreading out. And it's pretty dope seeing that.
That's sick, bro. Probably shout out to UPN crew. Hey, brother, so where do you see graffiti like 100 years from today? You think they're going to have like AI robots going out there?
Right. I mean, I hope not, because now that's like the graffiti's like the only thing nowadays anybody has self like control of, and like that's the only piece that you kind of see of like somebody expressing themselves. So it's hard to see in the future of having robots doing that shit, because it won't make sense. I feel like.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel that's not graffiti. Like, you know, graffiti is how it is, like bombing, getting your name up, and just trying to get your name up like that.
you know, bro, when I was coming up, I know there was a lot of movies. Like, they had Bomb in the System,
Right.
which was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And then they had like two other ones. I forgot the name of them. Did you ever get a chance to check those out?
Oh, yeah. I remember watching a bunch of those on YouTube. Just seeing, like, the drama of it, of just what it could lead to. It's crazy. It's no joke. Graffiti is no joke, but it's just a lifestyle that you live.
I've tripped out, bro. How like the big studios, none of them have dropped a movie yet.
Oh, yeah. Nowadays,
like,
right? Yeah.
You would think after the Tower, they would have done something, right?
Oh, man.
But
yeah.
they haven't, bro.
Yeah, this is how people just look down on it, and it's crazy. Like, it's art though. Like,
You think something like the Tower would be possible out here in Vegas?
out here, yeah. I mean, you don't really see it though, cause everything that be out here, they're real strict with it. They want that up, and they got money to be fucking
As
spending.
as long as you're not at the Strip.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, fuck all that.
You know, I had the chance to check out the shops out here. Machine and Legendary.
Oh yeah,
They're
for
dope
sure.
shops.
Yeah,
You been up there?
yeah. Shout out to Legendaries. That's where I be mostly going all the time. I mean, those are my boys right there. Um, they've been started for a minute out here. They started real small at a little swap meet, and they worked themselves up to a good ass shop. So seeing them from where they're at is crazy. How graffiti just advanced like that.
Shout out to the homie. He put a RIP. How do you say that?
Me too. Yeah,
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
RIP. Me too. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
But I
RIP, me
just wanted to
too.
get that
Yes,
out there.
sir.
Yeah, man. I thought that was cool. You know, like it's starting to grow. Like now there's some shops out here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's dope. It's dope to
It
see.
makes it much easier being a graffiti artist instead of trying to buy paint from like Lowe's and shit like that, or coming up and stealing shit. I mean, you get better quality paint and you make your work much better at the end of the day.
The 702 is coming up, and it's here to stay.
Oh yeah, all day.
Um, and there's something, bro, that you had the power to change in graffiti in 2025. What would it be?
The power to change anything. I mean, I really don't have no power of nothing. Everybody be on their own thing, so I just try to stay in my lane and just be focused on who I am. At the end of the day, I feel like.
Yeah, because you know how, like, some fools be like, if I had the power to tell my girl to, like, don't blink 3 times, just blink once. Stop blinking 3 times,
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
I can't control it. So it's like I just let it happen. So
Yeah.
but you still gotta you follow your rules and know your respect and all that, and just make sure you don't fuck up and shit like that. Really.
Yeah, because I know, like, even though there is no official rules in the culture, I think there's kind of some, like, unspoken rules, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like you're not going to go over someone that just passed away.
Yeah, I feel like too. It's like different states they be having their own rules too.
Yeah.
I noticed that too. Like Vegas is more like you got to make sure you're gonna outdo that guy before you go over him. It better not look toy.
Yeah.
If it's toy, you got beef for sure. Anywhere else, though, like when I painted out in Portland, there'd be like some people that are like, well, who is this? Like, never heard of him, and you want to go put your name up, but they're like, oh no, he's pretty known out here,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you have to respect it. So it's a whole different like game. So you really got to pay attention at it at the end of the day.
And I think it's cool that it gets to that, right? Like, you kind of earn your spot in a way
Oh yeah.
to
for
where
su-
it's like, all right, this will earn his spot and don't mess with his stuff type thing, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Brother, is there anything that you regret doing or not doing since you started in this culture?
I mean, just getting caught up doing it. I mean, I got caught up doing hot boy shit, doing it out in the open.
Yeah.
If I regret doing that, I mean, if I was more taking my time on doing it, I would have probably have never got caught up. But you learn from shit like that, teaches you what not to do, and makes you sure not to follow that line at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%, brother. You know, now that we talk about that, bro, the getting caught up, is there a story that you could share with me that's something that kind of, it's one of those stories that you just carry with you and you just be like, man, this is a trip, it's happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a couple stories like not that long ago. Just painting with the homie, and just finishing our spot, and I was just getting ballsy and just catching tags when I should have just walked out.
Yeah.
And by the time I was catching that tag, I look around and I see a fucking cop just posted and just all like, what the fuck is this nigga doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Like all shocked. So I looked, turned, I just fucking booked it, threw my bag over the fence. He was in a one-way road, so this fool had to go turn around, so I had enough time to run. Just the homie, we all split up, and fucking I had to run into like a little like dead end, little like pit area, and I threw myself in like this like thorn bush and shit, and I stayed there until the sun came up because fucking the cops were flashing their lights in that lot that I was in.
Also, those guys were out to prove a point and we got to find them.
Yeah, and I had the homie running the other way, so they thought I was with them, so I kind of was okay hiding and shit, called the homie up, fucking the sun came up,
Yeah.
picked me up, went home, and just like, yeah, I'm like, fuck that, man.
It's crazy, though, how, like, shit can get serious real quick.
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick.
for sure, yeah, it's just like, it teaches you, but it's a thrill. It's like a drug in a way, like you can't get over it.
Yeah.
And it's been something I've been doing since I was a little kid.
Man, I hear you, bro. It's like sometimes I could kind of say it's kind of like as a kid, right? when you're like doing some shit that you know you're not supposed to be doing.
Oh,
Your mom's gonna beat your ass if she
Yeah.
catches you.
Yeah.
But then you do it and you get away with it.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna go do it again.
Yeah, for sure. And especially being able to see your shit the next day and have that shit run and people seeing that and being noticed of what it is. That's mad respect right there, I feel like.
Definitely, brother. You know, is there anyone out there that you want to give a shout out to? You want to take a pause and give a shout out to someone out there?
Yeah, I want to get a shout out to all like the graphers out here, fucking that be holding it down, all the crews that be putting in work. I want to just give a shout out to UPN, the UH, the DAs, the GHTs, the SOAs, KWS, DOCs, BMS, the EOs, DCBs, and the FMEs, and just all the young niggas that be out there putting in work. I feel like, yeah, they have mad respect. That's the only fools I be seeing out here and be all the time. So they deserve all the respect that I feel like.
And I applaud you for that, bro. I applaud you for recognizing that.
Oh yeah,
and being able to say, yeah, I see you guys.
yeah,
You know, because sometimes it's good for another person to be like, hey, I see you.
right.
I see what you're doing. Keep it up. You know
For
what I mean?
sure, especially you don't be talking to them and all that, but it's good to keep on what you're doing and shit like that.
And then shout out to your boy.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to say your name. Can I say his name?
Oh yeah, Namek. That's Namek UPN right there.
Shout out to the boy Namek. He's in the building, big chilling.
Yes sir.
What do you got over there? Like 3 girls? Damn, my boy saved me one. I'm just kidding with you guys. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. I don't want to, hey, homie, you sleeping in the couch tonight. But yeah, man, I'm happy for this conversation, man. I want to thank you for stopping by. I know it was short notice, but we made it happen.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate
And definitely, I want to stop by out here more, put something together. It's definitely possible. There's a whole culture out here. Shout out to the whole 702. Shout out to Vegas. Shout out to you, bro, for, constantly putting in the work that you do and staying consistent and keeping true to yourself.
No doubt. Hopefully, I can go out there to Cali and do a part 2. See you guys, check up on you.
Definitely, brother.
Yes, sir,
And,
dude, for sure. I'll be out there, so I got to be checking up on you guys for sure, no doubt.
100%, brother. And anything else you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Just make sure you follow me. Instagram, Opek_2, UPN. Just make sure.
You heard it from Opek himself. He's in the building representing UPN crew. I'm RONEK. Make sure to head over to GotNoControl.com. Get yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, much more. And if not, hit the like button, subscribe. That's free. It's a way to support us. Till next time. But before we get on out of here, I want to give a shout out to the Drop Culture Shop here in Las Vegas. They got dope gear. They got your double cup if you need it. They got that exclusive soda, snacks, and so much more. So make sure to check them out here in Vegas. It's a must come by when you're in the city. You're trying to get some gear. You gotta get yourself looking right to hit the night. This is the spot. And we're definitely gonna be in here more. So make sure to tap in, check us out. It's all love. And don't forget, GotNoControl.com. Till next time, peace.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.